following my husband at that time, not moving on my own and not moving for me. I became an immigrant. I became the Frenchie in Canada, and later I became the Canadian girl in France. It was a new country, a new language. I could barely speak English at that time. It was a new weather, even if I was living in the Alps. I know what is the snow, but damn, it's cold. It was a new life, so I had no social framework, absolutely nothing. So my English was not that good, as I said. Today is not perfect, but at least I can communicate with you properly, and most of the people say that my accent is sexy, so that's a good thing. I had to get used to with many things. We are talking about the name. Yeah, my last name is difficult, that's something, but my first name is easy. But still, no, like there is a lot of people who are calling me Annie, Anna, like, I don't know, Anne, it seems to be sometimes difficult. I had to get used to also to say hello to the people. Like there is we were not talking about the body language, but it's really important. Like in France, we are kissing everybody, not on the lips though. That is for your fantasy. But we are saying hello, kissing on the cheeks, and that is something that I don't know. Like I'm just saying hello, you know, but people were like shocked and hurted. So I had to learn about that. I had to learn how to communicate and how to behave differently. But then, finally, funny, they accepted my hugs and my kiss on the cheeks pretty easily. So you see, everybody can get used to. So I was stressed out, but thanks to wonderful people, I started slowly alive in a place which will become my new city, my home. Though you have to remember that I'm not from a visible minority, so as Bharati explained that this morning, it was hard for me, but it was much easier than a lot of people and a lot of other francophone. So thanks to ISCA, which is the Immigration Services of Kingston area, which I think it's kind of the same as New Canadian Center, and Keys Job Center as well, they helped me so much. I started quickly to do voluntary work and English classes, even if I didn't have the right normally because I had the work permit, but that just stayed between us. But anyway, they helped me really a lot. I started my first job 6 months after I arrived as an administrative assistant in the French Cultural Center in Kingston. I have to be honest, I wanted to find a job in English, but how lucky I am to be able to work in my mother tongue, right? And how lucky are we to live in a bilingual country, in a diverse, country with so many diversity. So I got closer to the francophone community, and they didn't accept me straight directly. I'm still from France. Even if I'm a francophone, I'm not a francophone from Canada. So I had to adapt myself with first the English language and then the French Canadian language. It's the same, careful, like we have different accents, different slang, but it's nice. Like it's nice to learn how to communicate better, but I could understand them, just like I had to be careful with some little slang. I just have a short story. I was in the festival, the Francophone Festival, it was 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, and I proposed lollipop to children. I had lollipop on the side. Here, they are calling that suçon. In France, we are calling that sucette. And you have to be careful, I'm sorry to talk about that, but so suçon, basically, it's not really something that you propose for the kids in France. It's something sexual, and it's the opposite here. So basically, I was proposing sucette instead of suçon, when suçon is sucette. You see, like just the opposite. One is lollipop, another one it's a sexual thing. So anyway, you can get in trouble, for nothing being just nice, so you have to get used to things. I just had that, it was not on my paper, but I found that fun. Anyway, so I started to have new friends as well from so many different cultures, Colombia, Mexico, Pakistan, Nepal, Niger, anyway, and so on. And my life, believe me, started to have a meaning. Last August, I became the executive director of the French Cultural Center. she moved. You know, I didn't kick her away. She just decided to go in another job, and I was the best according to the people for that job. So anyway, so a new life that day became because I had a new job, and it was the same day as I moved in my new house, and my ex-husband went back to France. So I'm alone. a new life for the woman who is getting stronger. It seems so. Anyway. So I increased my commitment in the cultural life, and I am today in 3 different board of directors as the Kingston Art Council, the French Theatre Company in Kingston, and the Network Center for the Francophone Cultural Center in Ontario. I created partnership with many organizations as ISCA, many other communities as Kingston Latino. For example, I participated in the elaboration of the Multicultural Art Festival, which was, believe me, one of the main cultural success in Kingston this year, so diversity is working. I'm also working with the city. Anyway, I try to really be involved in many different organizations. Today, I try to promote the Francophone Ontarian culture in a bilingual way, which was not the case before, in order to share our culture with the majority of the communities. I don't want to see the French language as a barrier. And as Ronald Roy was talking earlier about Canada as a bilingual country, I'm happy about the efforts made to have French in every services, you know, like trying to have that in bilingual, but as a representative of the Francophone community in Kingston, I find important to add English also in the French communication. And if you want to receive, you have to give. That's my perspective. So maybe it's a way of thinking is because I'm from France, maybe I'm thinking like that because I'm young. I'm still 42, so it's still young. I don't know the reason, but I'm sure it's really important that culture is meant to be shared. Diversity is the key, and we have to share the culture to be understood. So we said in France, l'union fait la force. I think the translation is unity is strength, right? So anyway, today it's been 3 years that I moved to Canada. Only 3 years. I was following someone at first, but now it's the others who seems to follow me. I had to start again with nothing. I had to put myself together. Think about You have to think about what you can do, you have to think about what you can learn, but moreover, you have to think about what you can offer, I think, when you arrive in a new country. Being integrated is mandatory, but stay yourself is the key. Respect who you are and don't change. Try to make the other person accept you as you are, right? But respect them. You are not here to change anything, right? You have to be integrated. So I'm lost. So staying in Canada and in Ontario was, I think, one of the best decisions that I made in my life. It made me understand what I wanted to be, and believe me, the person that you have in front of you today is the real Gutknecht, a French girl in Canada, recognized as a Franco-Ontarian representative and adopted by many diverse communities, and I'm proud of it. Thank you.